Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my eyeshadow panning project intro for the year, which is a pan that palette slash pan in every palette. I'll explain to you as I go along, but I think that title will change, so let's just get into it and let me explain. So last year I kept saying I wanted to do a pan in every palette. I did do pan that palettes in the past and I will link them down below if you're interested in it, but I think this year I just need to be a bit more realistic because it's no problem when I'm in the office. It is a bit when I'm at home. So the palette I've chosen, hold with me, bear with me for a moment. So the palette I have chosen is the Lee and Violet Voss. This palette, my goal is not to finish the whole thing, okay? My goal is to migrate to a pan. This is the start, there's a few things I have to show you. My goal is to migrate to a pan in every palette. So this is my oldest palette. I got this in February 2017. That is my oldest palette and it's the only eyeshadow palette I have from 2017 currently. And this is it here. I really enjoy the shades in here. So my goal for this palette is to finish this top cream shade. I want to hit pan in a few shades here. I will either A, leave it in for the entire year, or B, when I get a good bit of juicy pans in here, I'll roll it out. But this palette is the first palette I have to show you and I'm going to mark the uses. I have weighted the whole thing, but this is the first palette. This is the primary palette. Depending on how the year goes, I might change the title to just be pan in every palette, but for now, this is my pan that palette in air quotes loosely. There is 5, 10, 15, 20, no, yeah, 5, 10, 50, there's 20 shades in here. My favorite shade in here is the shade Bitty and I think it's gorgeous. My goal will be to hit pan as many shades as I can in here, but not to finish the whole thing. That's for sure. I'm not trying to finish the whole thing, at least right now. Then for my pan in every palette portion, I'm rolling in my second oldest palette, which is I got from Porrick for Christmas 2017. So the end of 2017 and the start of 2018. It's my Warm Brown Obsessions. I have two palettes from 2018 and then 2019 and on is the rest of my palettes. So this is my second oldest palette and I will eventually like to hit pan in here and then move on. This will be the start of my pan in every palette section of this video. I really love this shade in here. I love it. I did see people say they had trouble with the formula of the smaller one, so I reused it to see. I did have trouble, but I only used it the one time again just to see and I thought it was gorgeous as per usual. There's 9 pans in here. 9 pans. I'm afraid to use up the matte cream because then what'll I do? We'll see. I'll be probably working on that shimmer shade in the middle, but for now these two palettes might be in for a while just to get the ball rolling. And then this is just my own thing that I've tend to do. That matte cream I didn't finish yet from the Violet Voss Ride or Die palette. I think I've used it so far. I have used this shade 46 times from the get-go, from like ever to here. So I want to try and finish this shade and then I'll start working on the matte creams that are in this palette. But I don't want to leave this hanging with this much product in here. I wonder how many uses are left in this, like 5 maybe? I'm not sure. And then the other single shadow I'm rolling in because I've been using it and it's also from 2017. It is the Makeup Geek Preppy shade and I have been using this anyway. And that's the only reason why I'm rolling in because it's my oldest single eyeshadow and I've been using it anyway. So I said I might as well just mark the progress on that. In my pinned comment, I will have my start, amount of palettes for the year and my palette percentage and how many pans I have. As we're filming this video, I have 66 eyeshadow palettes. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself on the screen. 66 eyeshadow palettes and I have 8 with pan. And this will be the first of my pan in every palette. And this one here is the one that I want to primarily focus on. And then if I get a load of Juicy Lucy pennules, I will move it out and just leave the title at pan in every palette and keep the ball rolling, or I will keep this in for the year. But either way, this palette will have, my goal will be to be more than 1 pan, whereas this is just the 1 pan. So we have 2 palettes in and we have 2 single eyeshadows in. But I really want to be able to play with a palette throughout the month and not feel so much pressure. So I think the fact that if my goal isn't to finish the whole thing and more so hit pan as much as I can, I might be able to maneuver that better in my mind. What palette are you panning this year? Is this still too much? Am I learning at all? Let me know what your eyeshadow plans are for this year. I'll see you the next time. Take care. Bye.